Hello and welcome to our latest edition of Business Spotlight. I have my guest with me today, Andy Pitt from Service. Andy, welcome. It's great to have you with us.
Hi, thanks very much for wanting to have a chat.
Good stuff. So Andy, would you like to just introduce yourself and tell us also a little bit about what Service does?
Yep, sure. Thank you. My name's Andy Pitt. I'm a business owner. I own Service recruitment agency based here in Norwich. We are quite possibly the oldest recruitment agency in Norwich and Norfolk. I've been going since 1980, I think. So we're certainly one of the originals. Service supplies a wide variety of staff to a wide variety of different clients, ranging from engineering, financial services, general commercial, general office-based roles, sales, customer service, secretarial, sort of administrative-based work as well. So we cover quite a broad range of different positions. And I find myself responsible for all that goes on, basically. I've also got a couple of other sort of businesses that I'm involved in that are sort of slightly related to service, but service is my main sort of concern.
Okay, so you're a busy man, Andy.
I keep busy, yes, yeah.
Very good. And what got you into the recruitment business in the first place?
Oh, crikey, I haven't been asked that for ages. That's desperation, I think, and that's not today. I don't mean that in a horrible way for the recruitment business, for the recruitment industry at all. I think a lot of recruiters end up in recruitment by complete accident or coincidence. I was doing a job, this was maybe 27, 28 years ago. I was doing a job that I didn't particularly like, and I've been doing it for 2 years. And I was a bailiff of all things.
Right.
And I got a bit fed up of having my life threatened on a daily basis, and wanted to try, just wanted to get out and do something else. So I picked the newspaper up one day when I was living in the Midlands at the time, and found an advert for a trainee recruitment consultant, which was brilliant because at that time, sort of 20 million years ago, everybody had to have a degree. You needed to have a degree to get into recruitment. And I've got no education whatsoever. So to see a trainee recruitment consultant job ad was a delight, basically. So I kind of applied for it, and and I've been in it ever since. Long time.
Fantastic. Well, you obviously, I imagine you enjoy it now, having been in it for that length of time. What's the thing that you enjoy most about running the business?
There's many different aspects. There's lots of different aspects. I've got to say, I enjoy working with the team. I enjoy working with the people that work with me. Without them, I couldn't do this. I wouldn't want to do this. It'd be a horrible, miserable existence without them. And they kind of are my reason to keep going. But there's lots of reasons, but that's the main one. I enjoy working with a bunch of cool individuals, basically.
A cool group.
Yeah, they're good.
What is your biggest learning? If it's possible to pick out just one, is there one thing that stands out to you since you've been running the business?
Talk to people, I think, is my main one. I think sometimes when you own and run a business, and you don't have a business partner, you can feel very isolated. Things can feel quite kind of confined, I think, and you never know whether you're doing the right thing at all. You never, you kind of don't want to burden your closest, loved and dear one, the nearest and dearest, with your worries. But it's important, I think, to talk to people, talk to other business people, talk to your friends about what's going on, find something to do that isn't work, basically, and just get yourself away from it. I'm very guilty of keeping things to myself. And it's not a healthy thing to do, basically. So it's my main piece. The main thing I've learned is to talk.
Yeah, well, and that's great, I'm sure, for a lot of people who are listening to this to hear, and great advice to follow. And I mean, from the sounds of it, obviously Service has been going since 1980, so things I'm sure have changed quite a lot over that time. But what do you find are the biggest challenges you're facing in business right now?
Oh, crikey. It is recruitment. People. There's quite a large shortage of candidates, or job hunters, job seekers, whatever you want to call people who are looking for work. There's a huge shortage of them at the moment, and that is our biggest challenge. Norwich, Norwich specifically is a very unusual geographical area. I come from the Midlands, and I used to run a recruitment agency there, and it was awesome because you'd have big towns and big cities surrounding you that you could draw people from, and they'd be able to hop on a bus and travel 10 or 15 miles. We don't have that here in Norwich. We're very, very cut off. There's a certain sort of skill sector that lacks here as well in certain elements of engineering. So it's very, very challenging trying to find people, which unfortunately is what we have. It's what we do. It's what we survive on. So it's we're having to rise to the challenge at the moment. We're having to really, really work hard and come up with new ideas and tricks.
Absolutely. And just thinking then, looking ahead into what comes next for service, what do you think the next few years holds ahead?
Oh, I don't know. Another thing I've learned over the last few years is that you can't plan for anything, basically. You never know when the next recession or the next pandemic is around the corner. But avoiding all of those pitfalls, I'd like to think that I'm aiming to grow a little bit. I don't really want a huge business. I don't need a huge organization. But I know some of my colleagues are very keen to expand, and they've spotted a couple of opportunities. So I think we're going to just push forward a little bit gently and just grow by a couple of people. I'm very cautious not to grow too big. I think we all the team all enjoy how we are at the moment. And again, trying to recruit for your own organization can be as difficult as anything. And there are certain concerns about upsetting the dynamic at the moment. So we approach these things very, very cautiously, but we will grow just a small amount over the next couple of years.
Yeah, just the right size fit by the sounds of it for what you're aiming for.
Exactly. We're very genteel.
Yeah, that's how lovely way to describe it. And when you think about making the business even more successful than it is today, perhaps, who first comes to mind when you think about the notion of success in business?
I have to think. There's nobody overly famous that I think of. I have to think. I have to draw a bit closer to home and to my personal life. I think about my dad, for one, and I think about a good friend of mine as well. And I'm not going to name him because I don't want to embarrass him. But they're both kind of happy. They're not, it depends on what your definition of success is, basically. I know a lot of people tend to think it's how much money you've got, what size house you live in, what kind of fast car you've got. Mine's down to being comfortable and being happy, basically. And these two particular people, my dad and this good friend of mine, they're both okay. They're both comfortable. They're both very, very happy people. And I just think if you can find your happiness, then that's a success.
What a lovely way to phrase it. And you're so right that success means so many things to different people, doesn't it? So just anchoring it feels right to you is so important.
Yeah.
So just, Andy, then also, if anyone is thinking about going into their own business, starting up for themselves, what advice would you give to them?
Do it. Just do it. Don't.
Right.
Just do it. When I was younger, I procrastinated so much about a wide variety of different things and didn't do things, basically. And I'm not gutted about that. I don't regret not doing it. You shouldn't have regrets because today's today. What's happened has happened. But I think if anyone's looking, it's just do it. Do a little bit of research. Go and talk to people. You've got so much stuff available at your fingertips these days to find out how to do things, where to do things, get free advice from people. We didn't really have that when I was younger. I don't even think we had the internet, actually. It was that long ago. But now more than ever, it's just a lot easier, and there's a lot more things available for people to set up and start up. Basically, do it, fail, do it again. Just do it, basically.
Amazing. Wonderful word of wisdom. Thank you, Andy. It's been such a pleasure speaking with you today. Before we go, for anyone who wants to find out more about Service, about what you do, where's best for them to head to find out more? Right,
fine. Well, you can always find me shouting on LinkedIn, or one of my lovely colleagues. We're all on LinkedIn. Or you can visit all the W's is it www.serviceservice.co.uk.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I wish you all the very best for the future with Service, and thank you for your time today.
Thanks very much. It's been lovely to talk to you.